was born here in Trenton, raised, educated, and I do work in Trenton currently for Wells Fargo Bank. And it's one thing, first thing I wanted to start out with is what they were just recently talking about is branding. Who has a business card in here? Can you take it out? If you don't have a business card, you're not about your business. You're in the entertainment industry, and you never know who you may run into on the street. I don't care if you're at the laundromat. You should have your business card with you. Right? Okay. The first thing I would like to let you know is that I am a registered personal banker. I provide financial advice and guidance as well as solutions to individuals and to businesses. Who has a registered business in here? All of you are in the entertainment industry? No? Okay, if you are in the entertainment industry, whether you're in media, a journalist, artist, you should be registered as a business along with a tax ID. If you don't know how to do that, I can help you do that. One thing I wanted to yes, you should be registered as a business, and I can help you do that as well. In order to get things going with Wells Fargo Bank, you need credit. And everyone I talk to, oh, my credit's not that great. Okay, that's fine. I can help you get to where you need to be. I provide financing for any type of project, small and large. I also offer, of course, bank accounts. You do not have to have a bank account with Wells Fargo to get financing. We offer unsecured line of credits. And the reason why I mentioned that first versus credit cards, because the rates are lower on unsecured lines of credits. It's just based off of prime plus margin, which is your credit score. Anyone have any questions about that? Anyone need financing for projects? Okay. Every person in here should have an unsecured line of credit. You never know when you may have an emergency. You never know when you may need to buy that plane ticket. You never know what may come up. That line of credit is always there, and the rates are much lower than credit cards. A few more things that I do offer is I am a registered banker, which means I provide retirement planning and investment portfolios. I am right here in Trenton. I'm always available to come out to any event. I work 7 days a week, although we're only open 6. I work 24 hours a day. I'm on Facebook. My name is Nikki, Nickey. And if anyone have any questions or need more information, you could come out to my table.
Let me explain why this is important, why having a banker and why she even is up here, and how it applies to the entertainment field. When I used to manage Onyx and also even with Faith Evans, the one thing I learned working at Flavor Unit was that it is business, and that business, you have to be a registered owner. Like you can't operate in this music business without having the actual business. Just staying on the block and having a mixtape that you have with a Sharpie written CD does not qualify you as a business in this music business. Now, just because she'll scare you with words like credit rating.
Don't be afraid of me. Don't.
Right. And
Don't.
loans is actually very important, because if you establish your business, again, you can still get a credit line in your business
and your
business.
individual name. I know how to actually help my customers register their LLCs, as well as get tax ID numbers and DMB. Anybody know what DMB is? It's the Credit Bureau. No. It's the credit bureau for businesses.
Dun and Bradstreet.
Oh, Dun and Bradstreet. Okay.
Yeah, right. Dun and Bradstreet number that helps you establish a credit rating through the business bureau, and I can help you do that as well. Okay. Now, you have a question? Okay. And they were talking about branding. My brand is I get the job done. I'm about my business. Now I want to find out if anyone knows what Wells Fargo logo is. Who said it first? Here, this is for you. Okay.
Got gifts.
And who knows what our saying is? Oh, you fake that? If you don't, you will. I have more gifts over at my table. Okay. You see how he knew that? Why did you know that? Okay. No, that's not why you know that. Because it's the brand, and that's what we offer. We'll take you anywhere you need to get, from starting your business to buying a home to retirement. We can get you there. So that's all I have to say. If you have any questions, come to my table. Keep those business cards out. Jane, my boss is here with me. I have a team of partners I work with, so anything you need financially, I can get it for you. I have my boss with me. If you have hold your business card up, can you come get the business cards for me? Thank you. I also have gift bags for all the panelists. Just come over to my table as well.
You might not think that it's important, but it's very important to establish yourself with a banking representative because you will be doing business. You may have questions about your account and everything. It is probably one of the most important decisions that you'll be making as a business owner. So, Tashir?
All right, so right now we're going to get to the business panel. Same as before, we can work from Flash on down the table, give a brief introduction about yourself, what you're trying to do and what you hope to accomplish with this panel.
What's up, y'all? My name Flash. I'm formerly signed to SRC Universal Records. They had artists like Akon, David Banner, formerly signed to Rough Rider Records. Y'all know who they got. Just recently being free and starting my own entertainment company, Hard Work Entertainment. Also the other voice of that crazy oldest joint that me and Who had blazing the airwaves like 2 months ago. I came to give back to Trenton, and you know, I made some of the horriblest decisions of my life over the past 10 years by signing the record deals that I signed instead of being a business before signing these deals. And I just want to get back to Trenton because I grew up listening to artists like Don Black, Suicide Mossy, Nations of Riot, so on and so forth. So I just want to get back to y'all some of the jewels that I've been blessed with to move forward with my career.
What's going on? I'm Alamaj, co-owner of Underworld Entertainment. I've been like all over the country with these, going to different panels and seminars and so on and so forth. And I've seen a lot of knowledge that never really came back here. And a lot of people frowned upon being educated. Going to school was like a corny thing to do or whatever where I came from. So I wanted to let people know that, in order to really do this, you got to actually know what you're doing because ain't nobody going to really give you nothing. So I wanted to just, talk about a little bit about that.
Good afternoon. I am Nitika Hemingway, and I'm co-founder of 925 Entertainment Company. I'm sorry. Good afternoon. Can you hear me better now? I am Nitika Hemingway. A lot of y'all call me Tiki. That's fine, too. I'm co-founder of 925, which is an entertainment company. I'm an artist and a songwriter and, you know, just all-around entertainer. And, you know, I'm just glad to be here. I appreciate the opportunity to come share what I've learned. And thanks for having me.
What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? First of all, thanks for having me. My name's Tone Trump. I'm a hustler from West Philly who's happy to be here, and I work in the entertainment field in a lot of ways, and I'm just blessed and happy to be here to, you know, maybe share some game with people that's in this struggle just like me.
What's going on, everybody? This is Juan from ReddPenn Media. If you've been seeing the red R's around on the music videos on the net, that's me and my partner. If you can, Brad, stand up real quick. This is my partner as well, ReddPenn Media. So, I mean, we give that outlet to the artists if they need a real clean and creative visual to showcase with their music. We're the guys to come to. Everybody that's in this building, if you have no direction of what you want to do, coming here is step one. So, I mean, feel free to applaud yourself because that's important. Marketing and strategy is the number one thing, and this is why we're here. This is why I'm here, and this is why I'm doing what I'm doing right now due to educated situations and doing your homework and doing research. And information and knowledge is power, so that's number one to me. Thank you.
And just to recap as well, my name is DJ Slow Jam Powell. My name is DJ Slow Jam Powell of Remix Mafia from Brooklyn. I'm also Trenton Tony as well, grew up here. I'm also from Brooklyn. So I'll be moderating this panel. The quick question that we're going to have for you guys as far as with business, let's talk about, because a lot of people have some questions out there about copyright. And you know what should we do copyright? Let's do.
I know exactly what I want to do. Flash, you talked about, you know, 2 contracts that you signed over the past 10 years that were big mistakes to you. How did those contracts redefine who you are now? And also, are you still under either one of those at this current time? I know a lot of them kind of they
So his question is how does the 2 contracts that he signed that didn't work for him, how it defined himself, and is he still under those same contracts, and how's it hurting, helping, whatever?
Okay. Well, at first, you know, I grew up in an era where all this internet stuff and all of that, you know, it really wasn't going on. I was just a starving artist traveling back and forth to New York, chasing a record deal. So I was just happy to be spitting for different artists and, you know, different executives, and deals was being offered to me like water, you know what I'm saying? So I jumped at the first thing, you know, the first piece of money I could, you know what I'm saying? And how it hurt me was not having a proper manager, having my homeboy as my manager, not having a proper lawyer, having somebody who can explain to me what I'm signing. You know, all I wanted to know was how much and how long, how much and how long, how much and how long, you know what I'm saying? And I went into it blind, you know, just being happy to be around Akon, being happy to go on tour with David Banner and Little Flip and everybody, you know, and at the end of the day, when I signed my contract, I got $50,000. And when they signed their contract, they got $400,000 because they signed their company. They didn't sign their name. I signed my government, Fred Neal, on the contract. But Akon signed Convict. David Banner signed Big Face. You understand what I'm saying? So they was protecting in so many ways and had a lot of different control that I didn't have. After that situation, you know, I was able to run into DNY, who are the owners of Rough Riders. I spit for them, and I told them my situation, and they basically was like, you know, like straight up, they could bully me out the situation. You know what I'm saying? So they went, you know, handled the business however they handled the situation, and, you know, Steve signed off on my release. Once again, you know, from the outside looking in, it just looks so great. You know, I'm going to be around Kiss. I'm going to be around X. I'm jumping on records. We going on tour. As soon as I got there, we shot a video instantly that aired on MTV. Busta Rhymes was on the hook. They took him off, put me on it. So I'm hype. I get another $50,000, you know what I'm saying, for somebody who ain't have nothing. That's a lot of money. But what I lacked was knowledge. I was chasing the paper and not the dream. You understand what I'm saying? So I did that. And once again, realistically, you know, them not having their business structured properly either fell on me. You understand what I'm saying? Like, my career wasn't even controlled by me. My mistake was putting my destiny in somebody else's hands. I couldn't come out because the locks never came out. That didn't even have nothing to do with me and my situation, but I was a part of the team. I signed on to Rough Riders Entertainment. We were all distributed through Interscope Records. All Jimmy Iovine wanted was his Locks album. Without his Locks album, there would never be another Drag On album or a Flash album. You understand what I'm saying? So it's a lot of pros and cons to signing with these subsidiary labels like Bad Boy Entertainment, Rough Riders Records, you know, Disturbing the Peace and all these different, you know, Young Money, you know, because the pro is like they have control to go in there and fight for you, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you signing on under a bunch of other artists. You know what I mean? And your career, and a bunch of other artists that are more of a priority to the man than you are. So without them giving up, without, you know, kissing them was going through that whole thing with 50 Cent, you know what I'm saying? 50 basically shut it down. That's the truth, you know what I'm saying? He told Jimmy, if you put out another D-Block record, you wouldn't get the Massacre record. My album was done. I did my album in 60 days. It been done, you know what I'm saying? I went in with Swiss and we knocked it out in 60 days. But the Locks, they been did 8 albums. You feel me? But they didn't. But 50 shut it down, and when 50 shut it down, it shut down Rough Riders. Period. He was the moneymaker over there, which it fell bad on me. Now, cool. All right, I went to them as brothers and said, yo, can I move forward with my career? You know, I got a lot of hot music. And they basically was like, no. Nah. You can move forward, but if you find something, come holler at us, and we'll go handle the business because we own you. You understand what I'm saying? And there was nothing I could do. So for 5 years, I was stuck in a contract. I could make music and put it out, but they could grab it and cease and desist it. Shut it down. I could do a verse for you. Let's say I do a verse for you, and you give me $5,000, right? And let's say you want to go and put it out. They're going to come and say, nah, you got to clear with us. We want $50,000 on top of what you gave him. You understand what I'm saying? So I really couldn't move at all. So I had to wait my time out. And I finally did it. I've been free since January 12th of this year, and I'm going to move on.
You know what's funny? When I got into the music business, I mean, I've always been professionally in the music business. And not to call out anybody's name, but I kind of saw that same experience with at Flavor Unit, where I would go as an employee to make a copy of a piece of paper, and they're like, all right, we need to make a copy of it. Go to make a copy, there's no paper. There's no ream of paper. I'm like, yo, there's no paper in the copy machine. They're like, well, you got to go buy it. The hell you mean? This is owned by Queen Latifah, like everybody, like this Flavor Unit. No money. So what I've noticed that a lot of people chase after what's hot, the label that's hot. But just because you chase what's the label that's hot and want to be signed under them doesn't mean that it's good for you. Now, what are your plans on now as an independent artist?
Well, in this whole process of me waiting throughout the years, you know, I never burnt the bridge with anybody. Right. So I traveled to America, overseas, everywhere with Kiss, X, and I met a lot of radio program directors. You know, I met a lot of different artists. I met a lot of different executives and different record labels, you know. So I started my own entertainment company, you know.
You're a registered business.
Absolutely. Been doing it. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? So I started my own entertainment company, and I never burnt the bridge. So, you know, at the top of the year, you know, right now I just been working on my project, and I'm gonna run around with it as a business this time instead of an artist. You know? Absolutely.
So Alamaj, you want to go down line or no?
Yeah, Ala, if you don't mind, talk about, you know, a lot of people have been watching like the Underworld Entertainment brand grow. They don't know what actually went on behind that brand. Talk about some of the business deals that you had to handle, some of the things you had to do to basically get it to a point where your branding in the business was straight. Because I mean, y'all made a lot of strides this year.
Yeah. I mean, we've been doing this for years. I mean, like basically all our lives, and you know, just to touch on a little bit what he said. Like I remember seeing contracts where it'll be like, you know, section A, B, C, and on the next page it'll be J, K, L. Like, whoa, what happened to the other stuff in between? You know what I mean? People actually expect you to do that. But getting back to what you said, basically, when we started out, you know, we was all kids, and everybody had their own plan, or, you know, next year I'm going to be as big as Diddy, or so on and so forth, or whatever. But as the years got, you know, older, we got a lot smarter. We decided to really look at what our strengths were. And it was completely unplanned, but it really looked like we planned it. AP was doing production. He taught Hellfire how to do production. Deuce went to school for graphic design. He designed all our products. I always had a business sense, and I went to school for business. So, you know, I would build with Deuce on the marketing, and you know, we would figure out what direction to go in, and so on and so forth. And you know, we decided, all right, well, now we need to just put a symbol out there so everybody know what we do. So all of a sudden, people started seeing, you know, we throw the U up or whatever, you know what that is, and we started seeing like, damn, Underworld might have a negative connotation on it. So, you know what I mean, UE, that's what we're gonna run with for, you know what I mean, or whatever. And we reached out to different people that was in the city that could help us. I mean, like, anybody in the city that was doing stuff, we basically say, yo, you know, you got to do something with this in some way or another, you know. So we reached out to Juice. We always knew who started with us back in the day. Everybody, basically. I mean, at some point, one of us has worked with somebody in the city. Then we decided, all right, well, we got the performance aspect down. Let's bring Cafe International, and then we did Thursday Night Live. That jumped off. That actually started with Deuce's mixtape release party, Man on Fire, was last year. And we was like, damn, we got a good turnout. It's like a lot of people showed up. Like, yo, we should do something like this, like keep this going. And the cafe was like, nah, man, I don't do nothing with no rap music, man. It's going to be people in here shooting and so on and so forth. So we like, nah, we got it. You know what I mean? We decided we can do a positive thing, bring people out, let them perform, give them an outlet. We said, all right, we'll try it. We started once a month. They was like, damn, all right, well, you know, ain't nobody get shot. So, you know, we kept it going. And basically, you know, we brought a lot of people in the city through. We reached out. We went Willingboro, Baltimore, New York, Philly, basically all the surrounding areas. Yeah, we had Money Mount come through, Reed Dollars, courtesy of who and them. We just decided to just, you know, become key players in the city.
And you've had mentors coming up as well.
Definitely. I mean, I took trips with you and you know, the share up to New York, and it was a culture shock for me to see basically the behind the scenes of how the music industry works. We would go to these industry summits and shit, $10 to get in here. I mean, I remember summits $300 for a ticket, and the line is down the street. It's like, it didn't make no sense. It's like, damn, you got all these people here waiting just to hear what somebody got to say. That shit was crazy. I mean, it was crazy. I mean, and they had little A&R sessions where, all right, you got 3 minutes with an A&R, play your best track. All right, you need more of this. Next person. You just paid $300 for that. You know what I mean? But a lot of the other knowledge, people didn't actually take away. They'll go summit after summit after summit with the same stuff. They'll show up, handwritten CDs, no cover. This is back when MySpace was popping. They ain't have a MySpace page. You had no way of getting in contact with them. You know what I mean? They could be the hottest artists in the world, but so what? I mean, what's that going to do? you being hot has nothing to do with your success. You know what I mean? It's how much we can brand you. You know what I mean?
And just running off of that, you can also see his branding is basically the theme for this event, and you can even see that he's sitting with his mixtape right in front of him. You know, you're never letting go of what your business is. Your business is everywhere you go. So even in the case of whether you have a CD or whether, you know, you have your business cards, or if you're a model and you got your portfolio, all of these things have to be with you at every chance that you can have, because there's going to be someone who's going to give you or be able to lead you to somebody for an opportunity. Now, Itika, can you be able to talk about the songwriting part of the business, some of the ways that you've been able to excel on that side, and some of the business that you learned that went behind that to be able to, you know, grow as a businesswoman?
Sure. When you asked me that question, the first thing that came to mind was never miss an opportunity. That was one of the first lessons I learned. I started out as a writer, and I just knew, just like they told you, talk to the person next to you. You never know what they're doing. Whenever you hear about a place that you can be, such as this, be there. You know, whenever there's a session going on, be there. If there's 2 sessions going on in the same night, like, work your schedule out so you can be at one at 7 and the next one at 10 if this is what you're really trying to do, and be around the people who are doing what you're doing. And that's what happened to me. I loved it. I discovered that I had a talent for writing. And it's a lot of people in this room, producers and other artists, could tell you that I spent a lot of time in their studios. You know, I spent a lot of time in basements and in living room closets, bathrooms, whatever the studio was at the time. And, you know, I wasn't afraid to just roll my sleeves up and go in and just see what comes out of it. You know, collaboration is a beautiful thing, and you're learning the whole time. And that's what happened. My first placement I was blessed to have on Usher's Confessions album. It was multi-platinum selling. You know, I didn't expect any of that, but it came from a lot of years of grinding and just being in a studio where we were creative. And I said a joke, and I said, "I'll be your groovy baby." And somebody said, "That's hot. We should make a song. Come on, let's go." It was just one of those moments just because I was there, because I decided to be there. And the song, one thing led to another. Usher got placed on his album. It was my first placement. It opened a lot of doors for me. I landed a publishing deal because of it, and one of the first things I learned then was, okay, you need a team. This is a business. You take 1 or 2 meetings and you realize it's more than just being in studios and not missing an opportunity, but you need a team. And I feel like the first person on your team should always be an attorney. You know, they can represent you in so many ways. They can introduce you. They introduced me to CSAC, who is my performing arts organization. They introduced me to business managers, accountants. Your lawyer can point you in the direction of where you need to be. You need to start with them because they got a lot of bases covered. And it's this is a business of opportunists. You know, it's people are going to try to exploit you and make money off of you. So the first thing you need to do is get your business right, get your attorney, you know, never miss an opportunity, and start plugging songs everywhere you can, because it's very political. It's not about, oh, you know, I'm just going to write another song for Usher and send it to him. You know, it's political. It's who you know. It's who you can get this music in the hands of. So, you know, I think that's number one. Never miss an opportunity, and get your team started right with an attorney. And if I may suggest a New York attorney, that's just personal. That's just me. It could be out of Philly. It could be out of anywhere. But I love the way they handle business in New York. It's something serious. They take it personal. They collect your money like it's their money. So that's just a little side note. But
and
anyway.
Also, if you notice, because I hear this over the years this year, where artists will say, "Oh, I'm on the grind. I'm in the studio 24 hours a day, 7 days a week." And I'm like, well, if you're in the studio 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, when are you networking? Mm-hmm. When are you going out talking to people? When are you presenting your project or anything at all? So if you notice that, you know, with Alamaj going up to the city and finding out it's a whole different world up there in New York, when you find out that you're to get placement with Usher, you couldn't be in the Trenton basement. somewhere.
Not the whole time, no.
No, not at all. And also the same as far as with you even getting on with Rough Riders, they're in Yonkers, New York. I have an office in Yonkers, so I know you have to travel. So when people always say, "Yeah, I'm from Trenton, I'm in Trenton, I'm on the stoop on Stuyvesant Avenue all day, every day," you're actually defeating yourself. So you would recommend getting out.
Definitely. Expand your territories. Meet people everywhere. If there's someone here from a town that you've never been to who does what you do, whether it's videos, music, production, whatever, link up. Say, I'd like to collaborate. When can I come through? Everybody, a lot of people have like blinders on and they think about themselves and what they're trying to do. But, behind everything that you see out there, there's a team. It's been a collaborative effort at some point to get any individual out front, and at the end of the day, if it's hot and if everybody, kind of respects their position, collaboration is a great thing. You need to expand, you need to meet people, and that's how you learn, and that's how you grow. So
I like to be able to go over top of that and make sure that we make a point. Love your city, but don't be blinded by the love. The love has to be guided. There has to be something that you're doing along with saying that I love my hometown that still takes you away from your hometown and brings you back. Now, for me, as a music industry journalist for the 6 years that I've done it, and that was without a degree, that was just on getting in the right position and continuously proving to people that I can do the job. But the main point for me was when I decided to step away from it and come back home. Because I knew that there was more that I can be able to do with my contacts, the people I've met, the people I can be able to call and reach out to, that I can bring back home. And that's what we all have to do. Get your success, come back home, shake hands, kiss babies, inspire, continue the cycle. That's what has to be done in order for everybody to be able to grow, for everybody to be able to eat, and for people to be able to have what they believe is luxury, but you can be able to do it on the side because you have a budget to say that I can go. I have a receipt in my phone from one of my colleagues that went out with rappers. I can't show it to everybody. The receipt came out to $57,000 for champagne. This was one city. The gratuity was $11,674. Her point was, the next day, we were at the record label and they were complaining about money. But it was the lifestyle that we have to change and say, you know what? Jay-Z, Kanye, they present this lifestyle, but maybe they're presenting it to keep me from not having the money I need to be able to get to their level. Good point. So you have to know what you're doing with every dime. You have to know what you're doing with just being able to get out, network, and as Natika said, if there's 3-4 events, I've done it. Just make sure that you shake hands with the person who need to see you there, and then move to the next one. So that the next day, everybody can say, oh, I saw the share last night. And everybody's like, well, how did y'all saw him last night? 5 people just said how did he do that? Hey, what's going on? Hi, how you doing? Let me get a drink. Open bar? All right, got you. All right, I'm out. But this is the work that we have to do to get to the point that we want to get to. So with Tone Trump, I want to talk about your internet presence, because it is so strong, and how you're running your business online. We have to be able to touch that.
The main thing for me was, it wasn't just, everybody's on the internet. The main thing when I started off was making sure that my look on the internet looked like the people that was successful and the people that was winning. So what I would do is, like, when I would go to people's MySpaces, you could kind of tell that they had a free web layout, or they might have did it themselves. I would go to, like, Lil Wayne's MySpace, and it'll tell you who designed it, and I would contact that person and get him to make my page. So when people would go to my page, before they even knew who I was, because I wasn't, really doing too much at that time, early 07, late 08, it looked like I was signed. It looked like I was somebody. My look always was compatible, and you know, money, respect money, and everybody using the word branding. That's the whole basis of everything I do. Everything I do is about branding, and from the music to the clothing line to everything to the films we trying to get into. We branding Tone Trump and everything I say, all my little slogans, and a lot of people, anybody that's familiar with me know what I'm talking about. So when I went on the internet, I wanted everything to count, and like, you know, like my brother down there said, you know, when you don't have a lot and something's offered to you, you know, it's hard to turn it down. But I was one of the dudes that was smart enough to turn it down. And I turned it down at a time where I could have used every single dollar of it. But I realized the internet, even the playing field for us, we could put our videos the same places Puff and all these other dudes now. You know, 50 Cent, all them dudes, they debut their videos on the same websites I debut mine. So if you're going to compete with them, if you're going to have your video next to Puffy, instead of maybe shooting it with your homeboy around the corner, you know, go get somebody. You know, I worked with him. I don't even remember how we met at a show, like they go back to network, and I was performing. He was filming for somebody else. I liked the way he was hustling. I got his card. I had him in Philly 2 days later shooting a video for me. And, you know, we've been working ever since. But it's just my thing with your internet presence is make sure your look count. You know, if you on Twitter and you try and build your brand, maybe you shouldn't be talking about things that aren't brand building things all day. You know, maybe you shouldn't be talking about your personal struggles, or, you know, I don't get on Twitter and talk about sex or, you know, drugs or none of that stuff like that. I get on there and talk about Tone Trump, the brand. I say I'm on Twitter to get richer. I'm not on there to get girls. Same thing with Facebook. I'm on there promoting my music, my videos, how to book me, and it's working for me. You know, this weekend alone, I woke up Thursday morning and they had told me I had to fly to Atlanta. I had a show in Atlanta. We flew to Atlanta. Then we took a private jet from Atlanta to Birmingham, Alabama. Then from there I had to fly to Pittsburgh, back to Philly, and then get here today. The last thing I wanted to do this morning was drive to Trenton. But part of building my brand is being a man of my word, and I told I was going to be here. So as tough as it was, you know, I got on the road and we got up here so we can handle the business. So the biggest thing about my internet presence, like I said, is make it look believable. Like if you rapping about Bentleys and Maybachs, and then your page look like you did it for free, it doesn't add up. You know what I mean? So, you know, whatever you're doing, I don't care what it is, make yourself look believable. So when you do, because you can network all day. If you don't have nothing to base it off, you can tell somebody, you got to check my videos out, and they look like trash. That's what you're known for. Check my page out. But if it look like trash, you got a business card, but you don't have a website, it don't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? Have everything together and just present your look, you know, like a boss, because we all bosses. You know, everything start at the bottom, so work it like you already on, because now the game is even now, and these dudes is nervous. That's why a lot of these older dudes is trying to work with us newer dudes now, because they trying to stay relevant. I got a record out now with Young Jeezy. That's one of the most added records. I just dropped it Wednesday. It's called Afghan. Make sure y'all check that out too. Cheap plug. But, you know, me doing that record with him makes other dudes want to work with me now, because now it's like these dudes, to be honest, they suckers. So it's like they see now, okay, it's okay to do this, and you know what I mean? These is dudes who charge a lot of money to work with, and they respect my brand and my presence. I didn't have to sign with none of these dudes because I didn't want to work for them. I wanted to get money with them. I wanted to be a partner, and that was my plan from day one. So stick to your plan, and when it comes to the internet thing, you know, it ain't hard, man. There's too many resources out here. If you can't afford to get the big web designer, go to one of the design schools and get a kid that's on the grind and take him to lunch and give him a bean 50 and tell him you're going to stick with him and y'all build together. So it's different ways to do it, whatever budget you got. Because when I started off, I ain't had no money, none. You know what I mean? I ain't had no money. I wasn't in the streets. A lot of dudes lie and say they was getting all this money. I wasn't. I was sacrificing. I was struggling. I was grinding. And it's just starting to pay off, to be honest. So just started off right. You know, you run it like a business, they treat it like a business.
And so, you know, it's funny because you know where it also starts out? Your business cards. If you're a CEO of Holding Down the Block Records, I know, but your business card is cheap and flimsy. Like I can tell as soon as I touch it, I can tell it's flimsy. If you notice, a lot of big executives and people up north, at least up in New York, that's what we do. We flip it over. If you have free with Vistaprint on the back, and you're the CEO of Holding Down the Block Records, your credibility is out the door. Yeah, okay. All right, models, but you can't afford a quality business card, your brand starts there, because that's the first thing you do when you talk to somebody. You handle your business card, and if it's not credible from everything, from your business card to your website to your logo, if it's not consistent and credible, you're going to lose the game in branding, or your brand is going to be known as flimsy, not consistent, and you won't make it in the music business. Is that partially correct?
Absolutely. Your look is so important. You know what I mean? You can't have on a big dumb chain and then give somebody a free business card. It just don't match. Everything got to match. So just, your look is important. You hit it right on the money.
Now, the point that I want to make before we get to the last question with Juan with ReddPenn is, I might not get many compliments, but I always get compliments on my business cards. Whenever I hand it off, the first thing a person is saying is, man, this looks pretty damn good. Because it took years of defining what I wanted to have on the card. You can't be 10 things on your business card. Right. You can only be one thing on your business card, and choose well, because that's how people are going to contact you. I mean, yeah, I'm a writer, but I can't be like writer, blogger, relationship specialist. Right. I can't do all of these things, because what are they going to choose when they actually look at my card? It's like, oh, you're a jack of all trades, so that means what are you good at? And if a person has to ask you, what are you good at, that's the end of the conversation. So on your business card, your name, one thing, this is social media. You need your Twitter account on your business card. Most people that know about QR codes that you can use with your phone, that BlackBerry started, where you scan to get contact information. You can go to sites like paperlinks.com, and you can create yourself your own QR code so that you can have it on your t-shirt. You can have it on your flyer, so that when people scan your flyer, they get all of your contact information, pictures, links, everything that you want them to have, they get. So I mean, right now, with just talking about the internet and how so many things that we can do, we are on an even playing field. And I've talked to many people in this room, and I've said it for years. I'm like, this is the best time to do anything, not just music. This is really the best time to do anything. If you have a brand, this is the best time to get it out, because all you need is a retweet that retweets. That's all that you need right now. And it's free. You just got free promotion. I have my boss over at All Hip Hop. He got a retweet from Nicki Minaj, and that's backwards. But when he got that retweet, he got 5,000 followers. There are sponsorship sites that you can go to where, depending on how many followers you have, you promote a brand. Every time they click on that link, you get how many followers you have. That's why you start to see Rihanna, 9 million followers. Kim Kardashian, 7 million followers. Lady Gaga, 6 million followers. A lot of it is spam. You might want to hold on to it, because if somebody clicks on your link, that link click could earn you $50 for one click.
So in other words, don't be an artist, producer, record CEO, fish tank cleaner, choreographer, producer, studio owner, DJ, photographer, a church member. You can't be all things to everybody. You have to be known for something, or you have to have your foundation, and it has to be one thing. Now, if you have to print up different business cards, and then you approach somebody and say, hey, oh, you work in the film industry. Okay, yeah, well, I do some acting. Well, make sure that you pull out the right card. And, okay, I'm an actress or I'm an actor. You're not nothing else. That's what you are.
And that's what you stay in your conversation.
And that's what you stay in the conversation. Don't say, well, I kind of do some rapping part-time, on the side, but I act as well. Oh, you need a director? I direct too. You a producer? Yeah, I do it all.
So speaking of directing and branding hard, let's get to the the last panelist, Juan, ReddPenn Media.
Thanks.
I had an opportunity to talk with you earlier. You show a lot of passion. I don't even want to ask you a question. Just talk about what you do.
First of all, a man is known by the company he keeps. So the first thing I started, Destroy and Rebuild, I wanted to hang around positive people. So I took out all the negative people out of my life, whether they got mad at me or not. That's the first thing I did. And it made a dramatic change in my life. I started out as an artist. I don't like to talk about it too much. But I always had a passion to do film. So what I did was I ripped every show I could. I got picked up by KRS-One, went on tour, filmed the whole tour, as well as be an MC. But I always played my position, and I built all the resources that I could on tour because people were dropping like flies out of the tour because it's a heartless business. They don't care. They just want money. So I took all those resources, and I came back home, and I hang around a lot of older people because they're much wiser. And I want to, learn the mistakes they made and avoid it to speed up my process of building to success. So pretty much when I came back from the tour, things weren't going so well. I mean, it wasn't cracked up to what it was. I thought, I'm on tour, da-da-da-da-da. Story short, I got back to my job, whatever. And one day I was writing lyrics in the car, in the parking lot of my job. And I was like, you know what? I really want to pursue this film thing. But I didn't have the money to start with a good camera. Next thing you know, a coworker hits my car. She comes out crying. And she's like, please don't report this to my insurance company. Light went out. I'm like, you know what? This is my blessing. I said, all right, let's negotiate with this, and this is what we're going to do. All right? So I said, God is good. This is the start. So I took that money, and I bought my first camera. And my partner, Brad, I went to elementary school with him. Trust is everything. Honesty and loyalty. This is one guy that, I grew up with, and the money, it's not even about the money with us. There's no I'm the boss. It's everyone's a team. You have to have a team. You can't do everything by yourself. So, we reached out. We built a lot of networks and stuff like that. And as an artist, I was still in the artist stage, so we experimented on ourselves. We shot our own videos. That's how we started, and that's how we sharpened our craft. Next thing you know, there's an artist in New York. His name is LaRue. He has the Burn You movement. He gave me my first chance to really, showcase myself and make money off my videos. And I shot the Haters Love Me video. And I started with a T2i, if everyone wants to know. And the reputation was like, yo, your camera works crazy. So to this day, I really didn't even spend $1 on advertising. It all came from word of mouth, my business, and we are doing very well. So that's why I'm saying networking is key, and being honest is key. Because once you ruin your reputation, that's it. No one wants to mess with you. And that I hold that to my heart. And everyone that I work with, they have nothing but good things to say about me, and vice versa. I like to work with good people. You can give me $1 million to shoot a video, honestly, and if you are about the wrong stuff, I won't work with you because, that's more important to me. And that's how we did it. We just worked hard. We started from the bottom and worked ourselves up. My dream was to get a 5D. Never thought it was going to happen, but this business kept coming in, and I sacrificed. That's very important. I sacrificed. I see a lot of these rappers with all these crazy, jewelry and gear. I sacrificed. There's a time where I didn't buy no clothes for a year, but I saved all that money, and I was like, you know what? I'm good. With the business and sacrificing, I finally got the 5D, and I say, you know what? That's what's going to start opening the doors for real, and it really did happen, and business is key. If you want to work with actual business people, you have to have your own business, so shout out to Wells Fargo. I have a business account with Wells Fargo, so they took care of me. There's people out there. There's programs out there, believe it or not, that will help you start your business if you don't know where to go. I ran the Temple. Temple helped me out, and they do a lot of clinics out there, and they really helped me start my business the right way with contracts and all that. So, you got to keep your business straight. And if you're honest, the path is so much easier, and you'll be blessed much more. So, I see faces out there that I shot videos for, and consistency is key, and just being real with yourself. Trust me, I deal with a lot of rappers that they got the new J's on and all that stuff, but they can't afford the price that I say for a video. But they can easily spend $800 for a Jay-Z concert ticket. You know what I mean? You have to invest in yourself. Because if you don't invest in yourself, what makes you think that that label or even an independent label, because, indies are doing it big right now, they're not going to spend money on you. If you can't spend money on yourself. And as a video guy, I get a lot of mixtapes as well. and majority is the Memorex CD with permanent marker. Presentation is key, and I strongly believe in teamwork. So, me and Brad, we sat down, and we're all about building. So when we did the ReddPenn Media idea, we didn't want to put a face on it because I don't want that face to be represented and be like, I want to work with him specifically. Because in the long term, I'm trying to build a team, and I'm all about sharing information and building with people. So Eddie Weddy on the camera. I built with him. He helped me shoot the cipher. If you haven't seen the New Jersey cipher that we put out, that was everywhere. I'm all about building because in the long run, you never know who you need. So it's very important not to burn or shake bridges. And even if you don't get along with the person, like it was said earlier, you might need them in the future. And that's happened to me plenty of times to the point where I was like, wow, I'm glad, I kept the peace. And they really took me to that next level. So it's all about knowing who you are, branding yourself, but don't undersell yourself too. Know your value. And that's something, I'll be honest, I struggled with that first. I remember I started shooting the music videos for $100, $300. And people were like, these videos are too good to be charging those prices. So I built my portfolio up. If you're a starting camera person, do your homework. Me and Brad, there's times when we set days where we're on the internet all day. And we're looking at other directors' works. Wow, that was a nice pan. I like that. How did he do that? It's all about doing your homework and doing your research because no one's going to tell you how to do that. Very rare people share their secrets and stuff like that. But believe it or not, the internet is the most powerful source of information out right now. So, just picking up a book or going on the internet and using it constructively, you can learn a lot of things. So we usually dedicate 1 to 2 hours a day self-educating because knowledge is power. That's very important. So at the end of the day, I'm all about building ReddPenn Media. I work with Tone Trump. Great dude. And that's another thing that's very important. No matter how high of a caliber that Tone Trump is, he's very humble. Being humble is key, and that's how we connected. We connected on being humble. So you have to be approachable to people. So after this panel, if y'all want to feel free to shake my hand, talk to me, whatever, I'm here, as well as Brad. If you want to stand up one more time, Brad, please. That's my partner. This dude is a genius on the camera. So it's all about teamwork at the end of the day. You can't do everything yourself. And one thing that I want to stress is, you have to pay for everything. And one thing that I seen when I traveled all over the country, down south blew me away because they stick together. And that's one thing that I'm from Trenton. And that's one thing I feel that we lack is that teamwork and to really trust and come together to really make this change. They do something called the circle. And what they do is they get a lineup of people that are really serious with their craft and that they can really trust and not bullshit, excuse my language. And what they do is like the job. If you work at a job, you get the birthday card. Everyone chips in for that one person. So when it's their birthday, they got a nice birthday card. And that's the same idea that they did with the music industry. If one man couldn't afford the video, the whole circle, they trusted each other. They all chipped in and took care of his project. But then when it's the next artist's turn, you're chipping in. And you're going to keep that circle going. And you keep that money and that resource in your circle. And at the same time, you're building business for the people that you're getting the services from. You know what I'm saying? And he don't have to worry about, hey, I need this money. I'm going to charge you $20 extra to pay my bills. He's going to show you more love because you're bringing constant business to him. So it builds the economy. And like Bill Gates did, he started his business in recession. And right now, like you were explaining earlier, this is the time. This right now is the time to start your own business, do it right, because this is the age of business right now. If you work, I'm not shooting down the 9 to 5s because you got to do what you got to do. But at the end of the day, know what your purpose is and know what you want, and don't let no one dictate and tell you. And that's the one thing I didn't like about a 9 to 5. It's a pattern. You got to be here at this time every day, and you got to watch what the big dogs are doing and manipulate it for your own benefit. So as an artist, advice, you got to create patterns. And if you notice on TV shows, your favorite TV show is Tuesday at 8 o'clock. You want to use that strategy because strategy is everything. If you have $2 million and you have no strategy, you're going to blow it. And you're not going to have nothing to show for it. So strategy, knowledge, and having a team is very important. And create that. That's a big thing, pattern. Tone Trump.
Let me give you an example about pattern and what he's talking about. When I became a DJ, when I decided to become a DJ after being a record executive and artist manager and stuff like that, let me tell you, I was the worst DJ you can ever possibly want to imagine. But I decided to do it and jump into it. And my first thing was, most DJs will go out and they're like, yeah, I want to play at nighttime or whatever. I said, how many hours do I need in order to make this thing happen? So I do the 60-30-10 rule, which is 60 hours a week of my time that I devote to it in marketing myself. 30 hours in actually performing, doing the task, and 10 hours of administrative. If you do that, 60 hours for marketing, that means you have to market yourself. There's more marketing than you should be performing or recording or stuff like that, because if you don't market, you can record all day long. Nobody knows you're out there. It's self-defeating.
Yep.
So you have to get out there. That means you have to travel as well. That means you got to get out of Trenton. A lot of people, they'll slow you and yo, I can't make it up to New York. I can't make it up to North Jersey. I can go. I know the same people you know. You talking about DJ Ace of Spades with Burn You and all. I know them. That means I can go into New York and shake hands with people who actually know me and I know them. I can go to North Jersey, the North, same thing. I come down to Trenton, same thing. I know a lot of people in here. I can go to Philly, same thing. Why? Because I travel. A lot of people stay in their hood and don't go anywhere else. You don't learn anything, because if you see the artists that performing in New York versus down here, and you take and steal some of their things that they do, because you always steal. You steal from different people and create your own. You can be really, really big shit in your neighborhood because you're doing something different. Everybody shouldn't be looking the same, sounding the same, same mixtape, same lyrics, same cover, same lawyer, same manager. Everybody got, down the block. Everybody signed that holding down the block records. I don't understand it. You know what I mean? So you got to get out and do those things. So the share.
So what we want to do is we want to close this panel out.
All right.
So we can start with Flash. Give you some words, and if you want to give your information, cool. We'll just run down a little.
I just want to say, get out there and work hard, man. Hard work beats talent any day when talent doesn't work hard. You feel me? My entertainment company is Hard Work Entertainment. I got my project coming next year, and it's coming because I control my destiny. So I'm going to say it's coming out because it's going to come out. I ain't going to be Mr. Coming Soon. And, on that note, everybody on my project is from Jersey. Everybody. You understand what I'm saying? We seen Houston do it. We seen Miami do it. We seen Atlanta do it. We see everybody from Philly sticking together. You know what I'm saying? I put out 3 mixtapes and had some of the top artists from all over the world on that joint. But it did nothing for me, and it did nothing for my area and my state. So I got AP, Kilogram, Big U, repping the city of Trenton on there. I got Porter Rich on there. I got Claudette Ortiz from City High on there. I got all the it's totally produced by Cardiac. I know y'all might know some of the joints he did. Started up. My man Big Yacht. They produced the whole album. So I kept it all Jersey to bring some of the attention to Jersey. Strength is in numbers, man. Period. And no matter what you do, from the streets to the boardroom, strength is in numbers, man. So remember that, man, moving forward, all right? One.
Hey, I want to say it's important to just think about this. I mean, if you're gonna pay somebody to shoot your videos, design your covers, pay for studio time, and so on and so forth, you should probably pay for someone to market you, or you should probably pay for an attorney to look at that contract or something like that if you don't know how to do this. So, I mean, if you didn't know how to mix your CD, you went out to somebody's studio and got it done. The same thing is important with the business, because just like you said, I mean, it doesn't matter what the song is. I mean, Michael Jackson can come back from the dead and record 75 albums. If no one knows about it, it's not going to go anywhere. You need to let people know that you have a product and that product is good. And if you don't know how to do that, get with someone who does. Get with someone who is a professional at that. That will help you a lot. That's basically it. I mean, you can see me. This is UE.com. alamaj-music.com, Ala from UE on Twitter, Alamaj Music Facebook, ALAMAJ for those who don't know. UE.
I'm just gonna say, it's being in this industry is a lot more than just kind of looking fly and being in videos. It's a lot of work, and some people might not like that I'm gonna say this, but it's not for everybody. Like, I think you should really, do a self-inventory and realize what your strengths are and what you're good at, and what your purpose may be, because it's really not for everybody. You have to have an extremely thick skin. You have to have, like, work ethic that comes from places you don't even understand. And, just really take a look at that and save yourself some struggle and some time and bring a little bit more peace to your life. If you love music, there's a lot of things you can do in the music industry that might not necessarily be in front of the camera or behind the microphone. And I don't think that we should insult our audience's intelligence by just giving them anything, because people aren't stupid. It seems like people are going to buy anything, but they're really not stupid. Put the work in. My partner and I, Chuck Young, he's in the back, shout out to him. We take at least a day out of every week to do an admin day where we just handle our business. Sometimes we study like we're in a college classroom. There's a book out there called the Indie Bible. It's updated every year. It's a great resource. If you want to jot that down. Kilogram mentioned a book earlier by Donald Passman. Look him up. Google him. Please, you need to know who he is if you're in the music industry. So it takes all of that on top of putting on your creative hat, on top of, getting out here to events like this and networking with people, on top of practicing to be on the stage to give it to people. It's a lot. So, just take a look at yourself and really realize what it is that you want to do and what you're trying to present to people, because that's very important. And just study. Study. Be a student first, and just, continue to work hard. And I wish everybody in here the best in anything they're trying to do. And I also just want to say thanks again to the Share and Big Oo for inviting me out. Y'all have a blessed day. At Tiki925. I'm sorry, at TIKI925 on Twitter, or Nitika Hemingway on Facebook. Hit me up.
What's the Twitter again?
At TIKI925.
Believe that. First of all, I travel all over the world, and one of the main things I believe in is respecting the land. So shout out to Trenton and shout out to Jersey, one of the most thoroughest places in the world, one of the most slept on, talented places in the world. So give it up for yourselves. And the main thing I want to say, I go to a lot of stuff like this, and a lot of times when there's older people try to go, if you're an artist on the come up, never underestimate the power of the people in the room you're in. Like, just looking out real quick, I see, DJ Radio, DJ Alamo. So before you go up to Tone Trump or Flash or Big O, go to them DJs and get your music. All Jersey Radio is in here, and build with these people. Find out, you don't hurt in saying, hey, what's up, I'm so-and-so, who are you? So find out who people are. And go hard, man. I ain't the best rapper in Philly. I ain't nowhere near the best rapper, but I probably make the most money right now. And that's because I work hard. And I'm cooler than all them niggas, too, but that's some other shit. Believe that. Let's win is the motto. My new single, Afghan, featuring Young Jeezy, you're going to be hearing it on your radio all the time. We got big meetings. I got the biggest week of my career coming up. I'm so blessed. And like I said, everybody started at the bottom, man. I wish all y'all the best. If they ain't hating, you ain't winning. Shout out to Jersey. This is my second home, too. And all my boys, I don't want to figure nobody's name, but I definitely see Porter in the building, Camden, my boy T-Dot from Willenboro. And like I said, the DJs is all in here. My sister Isis, Let's Win TV, which is my blog. All y'all going to be on that, so everybody be on World Star and all that. Brick, my whole team. I'm ghetto, so I got to get my shout-outs, you know what I'm saying? So, and just keep doing your thing, man. Don't ever let nobody that never did it tell you can't do it. Holla at me.
Our contact information, you can find everything at ReddPennMedia.com with 2 Ds on the red. And I just want to close with, number one, invest in yourself. That's very important. Number two, that I wanted to stress upon real quick was know your position. I mean, like they were explaining earlier, you can't do everything by yourself. And if you do that, you compromise other areas that you can be more effective in. So the circle thing I was talking about earlier, I hope you guys really consider it. I mean, if you have a camp that you can really trust, or just Trenton in general, and everybody could just help support each other, that would expand outside of the artist and into business, and it could just grow Trenton as a whole outside of just the music. So I hopefully you guys could really consider that. My personal email is Juan, Juan, at ReddPenn Media. My partner is Brad at ReddPenn Media. We have business cards feel free to approach us and talk to us. You know what I mean? So that's it. That's pretty much it.